Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and we're going to explore something very interesting, the Australia 20 cents coin from 2020, especially the rust brown, old-looking coin in fine condition, and its current market value in dollars. If you've ever found a coin that looks a little different, maybe slightly brown instead of silver, and wondered if it could be valuable, then this video is definitely for you. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the story behind this unique coin. The Australian 20 cents coin has been part of everyday currency since 1966, when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. Over the years, this coin has become one of the most recognizable pieces in Australian circulation. The 2020 version continues that legacy, featuring the iconic platypus design, which represents Australia's rich wildlife and natural beauty. Now, when we talk about a 2020 coin that appears rust brown, it's important to understand that this is not its original color. These coins are normally silver in appearance. The brown tone usually develops over time due to environmental exposure, oxidation, or storage conditions. While some people may see this as damage, collectors often see it as character. A coin in fine condition means it has been circulated but still retains clear details, and that adds to its authenticity and story. The 20 cents coin is made from a copper-nickel alloy, which includes about copper, and this composition gives the coin its strength and durability, allowing it to last for many years in circulation. The weight of the coin is approximately, and it has a distinctive round shape with a smooth edge. The design on the reverse side features the platypus, created by Stuart Devlin, while the obverse side displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as was standard for Australian coins minted during that period. Because of its copper content, when exposed to certain conditions like moisture, air, or even soil, the surface can change color and develop a brownish tone. This natural aging process can make each coin unique, giving it a different personality compared to freshly minted ones. When it comes to collector demand, the 2020 Australian 20 cents coin is not considered rare in general circulation. Millions of these coins were minted, which means they are relatively easy to find. However, demand can increase when a coin has something unusual about it. A rust-brown appearance can attract attention, especially for collectors who enjoy toned or naturally aged coins. Some collectors specifically look for coins with unique coloring because they stand out in a collection. Even though this type of toning is not officially classified as rare, it can still create interest among hobbyists. Collectors often appreciate coins that tell a story, and a coin that has changed color over time reflects its journey through different environments and hands. Now let's talk about the most important question. What is the current market value of a 2020 Australian 20 cents rust brown coin in fine condition? In general, a standard 2020 Australian 20 cents coin in circulated condition is worth around its which is $20,000 Australian dollars. However, when converted US dollars, that's roughly around $140,000 to $1,075 depending on exchange rates. If the coin has an unusual appearance like rust brown toning, but no significant damage, some collectors might be willing to pay slightly more for its uniqueness. In such cases, the value can range from about $1.70, $0 to $2,000 to $30,000 depending on the level of interest and the overall look of the coin. It's important to understand that this is not a high-value rare coin, but it still holds collectible appeal, especially for beginners and enthusiasts who enjoy different variations. If you're someone who collects coins or wants to start, this type of coin is a great example of how everyday currency can still be interesting. Always examine your coins carefully, because small differences in color, texture, or wear can make them unique. Try to store your coins in a dry and safe place to prevent unwanted damage, but at the same time, don't worry too much about natural toning, as it can actually add character. Learning about coin history and composition will also help you better understand what you have in your collection. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Coin collecting is not just about value, it's about discovery, history, and passion. To wrap it all up, the 2020 Australian 20 cents coin with a rust brown appearance is a wonderful example of how even modern coins can develop unique characteristics over time. While its market value may not be very high, its appeal lies in its individuality and the story it tells. Every coin has a journey, and sometimes the smallest details can make it special. So next time you come across a coin that looks a little different, take a closer look. You might just be holding something truly interesting. Next up, today we are going to talk about a very interesting and popular coin, the Australia 20-cents coin from the year 2016, especially in very fine condition, and what its market value looks like today in dollars. If you are a coin collector or just someone curious about rare coins, this video is going to be very helpful and exciting for you. Let's start with the history and condition of this coin. The Australian 20-cents coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia shifted to decimal currency. Since then, this coin has been a regular part of everyday transactions. The 2016 version is not extremely old, but its value depends heavily on its condition. When we say very fine condition, it means the coin has been circulated, but still retains clear details. The design elements are visible, though there may be slight wear on the high points. Coins in this condition are quite attractive to collectors because they offer a balance between affordability and decent preservation. Now let's talk about the background and composition of this coin. The Australian 20-cents coin is made from cupronickel, which is a combination of copper and nickel. This gives the coin a strong, durable structure appearance. The coin weighs around and has a distinctive shape with a dodecagonal or edge. This unique shape makes it easy to recognize and adds to its charm. On one side, the coin traditionally features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse side shows the iconic platypus design, which is one of Australia's most beloved native animals. Moving on to collector demand, the 2016 Australian 20-cents coin is generally considered a common coin. But that doesn't mean it has no value for collectors. Demand increases when the coin is in better condition, or if it has any special characteristics like minting errors. Many collectors enjoy building year-wise collections, so even common coins like this one have a place in albums. Additionally, beginners often start with coins like these because they are easier to find and affordable, making them an important part of the collecting community. Now let's discuss the current market value. In today's market, a 2016 Australian 20-cents coin in very fine condition usually holds a value close to its face value, which is about $1.45, 0 Australian dollars. However, depending on the buyer and market interest, it might sell for slightly more, typically around $1,050,000 to $175,000 if presented well, or sold as part of a collection. If the coin is in better condition, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, its value can increase further. But in very fine condition, it remains a modest yet steady collectible. For those of you who are collectors or planning to start, here are some helpful tips. Always try to store your coins in a clean, dry environment to prevent damage. Avoid touching the surface too much, as oils from your fingers can affect the coin's appearance. It is also a good idea to learn about grading standards, as the condition of a coin plays a major role in its value. Keep an eye out for unusual features or errors, because even a common coin can become valuable if it has something unique. And most importantly, enjoy the process of collecting, because the true value of this hobby lies in the passion and knowledge you gain. As we come to the conclusion, the Australia 20-cents coin from 2016 in very fine condition may not be extremely rare or highly valuable, but it holds its own charm and importance in the world of coin collecting. It represents a piece of modern history, carries a beautiful design, and serves as a great starting point for collectors. Its market value may be modest, but its educational and sentimental value is much greater. Next up, today's video is going to be very interesting and valuable, especially for coin collectors and enthusiasts. We are going to talk about a special coin, the Australia 20-cents coin from the year 2001, particularly those rare pieces that show a rust green tone while still being in fine condition. If you have one of these coins, or you're thinking about collecting Australian coins, then this video is definitely for you. Stay with me till the end. because I'll also share some useful tips that can help you understand its real market value and future potential. Let's begin with the history of this coin. The Australian 20 cents coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia shifted to decimal currency. Since then, it has become one of the most commonly used coins in everyday transactions. The 2001 issue is not considered extremely old, but it still holds importance among collectors, especially when it appears in unusual conditions or colors. Sometimes, due to environmental exposure or chemical reactions over time, these coins develop a greenish or rust-like tone, which can make them stand out from regular shiny coins. When such a coin is still in fine condition, meaning the details are visible and not heavily worn, it becomes more appealing to collectors who love unique variations. Now let's talk about the background and composition of this coin. The Australian 20 cents coin is made from cupronickel, which is a mixture of copper and nickel. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance when new. However, over time, the copper element can react with moisture, air, or storage conditions, leading to a greenish tint. This is similar to what happens with older copper-based coins around the world. The coin features a beautiful platypus design on one side, which is one of Australia's most iconic animals, and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the other side. Even after years, the design remains attractive, and when preserved well, it adds to the coin's charm and collectible value. Moving on to collector demand, this is where things get really interesting. Collectors are always looking for coins that are different, unique, or have some sort of story behind them. A 2001 Australian 20 cents coin with a rust green tone in fine condition falls into that category. While it may not be officially classified as rare, its unusual appearance can attract attention. Some collectors prefer clean, shiny coins, but others specifically look for toned coins because they show natural aging and character. This variation in preference creates a small but real demand in the collector market. If your coin has a nice even tone and clear details, it can definitely catch the eye of the right buyer. Now let's talk about the current market value. In general, a regular 2001 Australian 20 cents coin is worth its, which is just 20 cents. However, when we talk about a coin in fine condition with a noticeable rust green tone, the value can increase depending on its appearance and demand. Typically, such coins may sell anywhere between $1.48,000 to $175,000 Australian dollars, and sometimes even more if the toning is particularly attractive or rare-looking. It's important to understand that coin value is not fixed and can change based on market trends, collector interest, and the overall condition of the coin. If you find the right buyer who appreciates toned coins, you might get a better price. Now let me share some helpful tips for collectors. Always store your coins in a dry and safe environment to prevent unwanted damage. If a coin already has a natural tone, avoid cleaning it, because cleaning can reduce its value and remove the originality that collectors appreciate. Try to keep your coins in protective holders or albums, which can preserve their condition for a long time. Also, take time to learn about coin grading, because understanding the difference between fine, very fine, and uncirculated condition can help you evaluate your coins more accurately. Connecting with other collectors or joining online communities can also give you insights into current trends and values. As we come to the conclusion, I want to say that coin collecting is not just about money. It's about history, passion, and discovery. Even a simple coin like the 2001 Australian 20 cents can become special if it has unique features like a rust green tone and is well preserved. While its market value may not be extremely high, its collectible value and uniqueness make it worth keeping and appreciating. Every coin has a story, and sometimes the smallest details can make a big difference. Next up, today we are going to talk about a very interesting and collectible coin. The Australia 20 cents coin from the year 2002, especially in very fine condition, and what its current market value is in dollars. If you are a coin collector or someone who is just getting started in numismatics, then this video is going to be very helpful and inspiring for you. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The Australian 20 cents coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia changed its currency to decimal. Since then, this coin has been a regular part of everyday transactions across the country. The 2002 version of this coin is not extremely rare in terms of mintage, but its value and interest increase when the coin is preserved in a very fine condition. The year 2002 is also part of a modern era where coin collecting has gained more attention worldwide, which makes such coins attractive for collectors who appreciate well-preserved circulation pieces. Now let's talk about the condition of the coin, which is very important. When we say a coin is in very fine condition, it means that the coin has been circulated but still retains a good amount of its original detail. The design is clear, the major features are visible, and although there may be some wear, it is not heavily damaged. For a 2002 20-cent coin, a very fine condition shows that the coin has been used but cared for over time. This level of preservation makes it more desirable than heavily worn coins, and collectors often look for this balance between history and appearance. Moving on to the background and composition of the coin, the Australian 20-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a mixture of copper and nickel. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin features a beautiful platypus design on the reverse side, which is one of Australia's most unique and iconic animals. On the obverse side, it traditionally features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting Australia's historical ties. The design and metal composition together give the coin both aesthetic appeal and long-lasting strength, which is why many of these coins are still found in decent condition today. Now let's discuss collector demand. The demand for this coin mainly depends on its condition and collector interest. While the 2002 Australian 20-cent coin is not considered extremely rare, collectors often look for coins in better condition, such as very fine or higher grades. Some collectors aim to complete year sets, and for them, a clean and well-preserved 2002 coin becomes an important piece. Additionally, international collectors who focus on Australian coins also create a steady demand for such coins. Over time, as more coins get worn out or lost, the number of well-preserved coins slowly decreases, which can increase their desirability. Talking about the current market value, a 2002 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition usually has a modest value. In most cases, its price ranges from around $1.30 to $1,050,000, depending on the exact condition, shine, and market demand. If the coin is closer to extremely fine or uncirculated condition, its value can be higher. However, even in very fine condition, this coin still holds a small premium over its due to collector interest. It may not make you rich overnight, but it is definitely a valuable addition to a growing coin collection. Now let me share some helpful tips for collectors in a simple and positive way. Always try to keep your coins in safe and clean storage, away from moisture and dust. Avoid cleaning coins harshly because it can reduce their value. Learn to recognize different grades and try to upgrade your collection whenever possible. Patience is very important in coin collecting, as value often increases over time. And most importantly, enjoy the journey of collecting rather than focusing only on profit. Finally, let's conclude this discussion. The Australia 20-cent coin from 2002 in very fine condition is a great example of how even modern coins can hold collectible value. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the joy of collecting. While its market value may be modest today, its true worth lies in its story and the passion it brings to collectors. Every coin has a journey, and if you preserve it well, it can become even more meaningful in the future.